Hey everyone, George Floyd. Say his name, George Floyd. Remember his name, George Floyd. Never forget his name. Brutally murdered by police in the United States. The year is 2020 and this is still happening because he was black. He was murdered. Passers-by caught it on their phones and videoed it, and they were pleading for him to be let go, whilst the police officer knelt continually on his neck. George Floyd also said that he wasn't well, he couldn't breathe. This is police brutality. It is murder. Murder. 2020. Black Lives Matter. And as whites, unfortunately, we have a privilege because we're white. So we need to use our voices. This is not a black problem. This is a problem for everybody, because oppression of anyone is oppression of everybody. I'm known as a micro-influencer. So I am going to use my voice on social media because it's what I can do. To those of you who have huge platforms and huge followings in the hundreds of thousands, in the millions on social media, stand up to it. Stop worrying about your brand or what money you're going to get from promoting a dress you're wearing from a certain brand or teeth whitening products. Use your voice and stand up to racism. George Floyd, that's his name. You must keep saying it and you must remember it because this is wrong. Hate has always been in society. Of course it has, and so has racism. But as society, globally, locally, regionally, by country, surely we need to have moved on by this, where black males can go out and not fear for violence and aggression and murder if they're stopped by the police or arrested by the police because they're black. It's like me going out and being arrested because I've got blue eyes. Because guess what? You know, if we cut ourselves, we all have the same blood. All of us. You know, if you get a blood transfusion, does it matter whether it's from a black person, a white person, an Asian person? Trans, male, female, gay, straight, bi, whatever. We're all people at the end of the day. We're all people. But I have to say, sadly, I think this is coming down to some of the leadership that we've got in the world, running countries who are running their mouths with statements that incite hate. Yeah, we got it in the UK with Boris Johnson's comments about Muslim women, pickaninnies, tank top bum boys against blacks, gays, Muslim women. You've got Trump, who wants to build a wall, calling Nazis fine people after the Charlottesville riots and death of an amazing young woman. And now he's saying when the looting starts, the shooting starts. No president should be saying that. Any decent, tolerant society would have a president that would be appealing for calm and making a visit to the family of George Floyd to support them, to show that he is with them side by side, to express his condolences and deepest sympathies. But no, he's too busy trying to find ways to cure COVID with disinfectant, right? Well, I tell you what needs to be disinfected and cleaned from society is racism and hate. That's what needs cleaning up. Racism and hate. There is no place for it in society. We are the same, white, black, Asian or whatever. People that don't view us the same, that's their issues. And you know what? You need to keep speaking up about it. One voice, one other voice, one other voice. It makes a movement and then actions, protest, whatever you can do. I don't know what the answer is with what's going on in the States with riots and burning. I mean, there are apparently whites and police officers starting it and damaging stores to incite more hatred. I've seen a video of it. I've also now seen a video of another United States police officer, I don't know what state, beating with fists a child that was arrested on the floor, a 14-year-old. That's a child, that's a minor in the eyes of the law. Again, people filming it, pleading with him to stop. Then I saw a video, something that's happened in London in the last few days. No brutality, but it does go on because I have a client's son who was beaten up by police in the United Kingdom in a cell. And there are more stories to that and him as well, which I won't go into, but it happens in the United Kingdom. Not all police are bad. I have friends that have been great police officers. But my point is, there's too much bad. Even one is too much bad. You're going into the police to serve, to fight for justice, to help people. You're not going into the police to beat people, to make injustice, to kill people. How can you enforce the law when you break the law? Who do you call when the murderer wears a badge? Who is there to turn to? Society is just broken. Broken. I mean, in London, like I was saying, I digressed a little bit there, so forgive me. In London, a guy, a black male, sat by his house with his friend. Female police officer comes up. It's on my Twitter feed, @PsychicLC, if you want to see the video. Asked him how he was, what he was doing. Straight away, have you been arrested? Which straight away, you're thinking, she's going to arrest him. And he's like, yeah, I'm just here, I'm just chilling. She asked if she could search him because of drug dealers being reported in the area. He was compliant. He had no problem. He was very calm. He was like, yeah, of course you can. Now, she had no PPE. She was wearing no PPE. She wiped her nose. Yeah, wiped her nose, grabbed his arm. And he said to her, please don't grab my arm. There was no need for her to grab his arm because he'd said, yeah, of course you can search me. It's not a problem. She then, without telling him she was going to do it or asking him, handcuffed him. He had done nothing wrong. He had not committed an offence, except he was black, which is not an offence. It's a skin colour. It's a person with feelings, with ambition, with family, with friends, with desire, with hopes for a better society, like most of us decent, tolerant, loving people have. As it goes, he's an ambulance driver. So it was a case of an emergency worker arresting another emergency worker because he's black. I hope she's sacked. Somebody said on Twitter, she needs more training. I said, no, she needs to be sacked. There's no place for her. No place for her at all. We're a multicultural society. And I mean that by the world, all over, global society. And if you don't like other people's skin colours or their ethnicity, take yourself out of society. Go live on a mountain somewhere in a yurt. Do what you need to do. And pray to the white gods or whatever it is that you think they are. Because I'll tell you something, if you're a Christian, Jesus wasn't white. Jesus did not have white skin. He wasn't a Caucasian, right? Let's get that straight for all you Bible-bashing white supremacists. What a joke that is. And also, what's all this talking about people as minorities? That straight away is like, well, we're keeping them down. They're a minority. I don't like that. They're people. Yeah, they're groups and, you use the word BAME, but no, they're people. They're people. They're our neighbours. They're our brothers. They're our sisters. They're our friends. And we need to stop it. We need to stand up to racism now. It's just, I have no more words. I really don't. The society is just broken. I'm disgusted. I'm outraged. I'm sickened. I'm fed up with it. Use your voice, people. White, black, Asian, whatever. Use your voice. Start standing together because we've got more in common that unites us than we've got that divides us. George Floyd. Say it. That's his name. George Floyd. Remember it. Never forget it. George Floyd. Peace out.